How's it going, you guys, and welcome back to ConstantlyVariedFitness. In this video, I'm going to share with you guys how to create a CrossFit workout, and I'm actually going to take you guys through a step-by-step process on how I create a whole week of workouts. I'm going to be breaking down a lot of basic principles you need to understand in order to make sure you're not overdoing it or programming incorrectly. That's not going to actually help you see any results or might be too much. And a lot of things that I've mentioned are also going to be in the description below for articles and other videos you can check out to get more information on what I'm exactly explaining. I don't know everything. I'm not trying to say that I have the best program in the world, but I've been programming for group classes and CrossFit gyms for about 2 years now. I've been programming for individual athletes for up to 3 to 4 years, so I've had experience with many different people, many different backgrounds that want to become functionally fit and just get all around better at CrossFit. So if that's you, stick around to the end of this video. If you want to figure out how to design a whole month or two, a cycle of CrossFit workouts and how I kind of lay that out, I would check out the video link down below as well after this video ends, so you can structure out a whole entire cycle so you can see how much you can progress in a 4, 8, 12-week time period. Now, with that being said, let's hop into my computer and I'll show you guys the step-by-step process I do to help me make really effective CrossFit workouts. Alright, so we're going to go over a good amount of stuff here. I'm going to try to break it down quickly and thoroughly. But if you have any other questions, make sure to leave them down below in the comments. And again, check out the links down below if you want a further breakdown of everything that I talk about. So first, the goal of a CrossFit program is to increase work capacity across broad time and modal domain. So increase work capacity, be able to do more reps, more weight, whatever it is, to do more of it across broad time. So whether it be do more reps in a 5-minute workout, be able to lift more weight in a 40-minute AMRAP, however short or long it is, we want to be able to do more in that time frame. And then modal domain, so whether it be a weightlifting movement, weightlifting, or a gymnastics movement, a cardio movement, whatever kind of variation of exercise we might perform, we're able to get efficient at all of those things, be able to increase the work that we do in whatever time frame we need to do it in. Now, CrossFit is able to do that by creating workouts that are constantly varied, have high intensity, and are focusing on functional movements. So first, constantly varied. People tend to get this confused with total randomness, and just they pick workouts that they see online that a games athlete does or some other gym does they think looks cool, and they throw it into the mix. They think, okay, cool, I'm going to get fitter because it was really hard and I got sweaty and I'm laying on the floor afterwards, gasping for air, so it must have been a good workout. That sometimes that can be a good indicator of a workout if that was the stimulant of the workout, but just doing workouts like that is going to get you nowhere. Every single workout you do needs to have some kind of purpose behind it. It needs to get you towards some kind of goal. So that's why it's great to follow a program, because it'll show you, okay, we're doing a 4-week, 8-week, 12-week cycle, focusing on these specific movements or these specific time domains, these specific whatever it is, getting better at this at the end of the day. So even though a lot of gyms will program randomness and some people might see results, they'll very much so plateau early on in their career of CrossFit because they're not having a straight target to aim for. They're kind of just throwing darts, at a board and hoping one of them lands on the bullseye. Next, high intensity. People tend to confuse this as maximum intensity. High intensity is about 70-90% of your max heart rate, based off of how long the workout is, based off the movements, based off of your age and what you want to get out of the workout. That is typically where we want to spend most of our time with our heart rate. We don't want to be doing 100% effort on our workouts every single day, because your body will blow up and you will have a lot of injuries and you will pretty much not see any results when it comes to doing workouts that are 10 minutes long or 20 minutes long if you're only sticking to that short, intense time frame. So we want to be able to work on moving consistently at a higher intensity, keeping that heart rate up, but nothing that's going to cause us to slow down really hard after the first 3 minutes of a workout. And then functional movements. So I love bodybuilding type movements like bicep curls and tricep extensions and things like that are really slow and controlled, isolated movements. And I believe they have their purpose in CrossFit programming. But we want to focus on functional movements like deadlifts, squats, thrusters, snatches, things that we're focusing on, movements that are going to make you very athletic, balanced, coordinated, a lot of the main principles of a well-rounded athlete. Now, when creating a workout, first off, I would recommend, if you're going to create these workouts, make them for yourself or maybe a buddy. I wouldn't just throw a workout for your mom or someone that might be at a higher risk of injury based off of age or their past experiences. I would definitely try it on yourself first to get a feel for it, see what you learned from that workout, and then go from there and kind of get the experience needed in order to program efficient workouts. So the first thing we're going to look at when we want to create a workout is what do we want or need to improve? Now, I say want because if you are someone that just wants to, be generally fit, you want to look good naked, a lot of those things a lot of people do when they join CrossFit, perfectly fine. What do you want to get better at? And you can create whatever you want to make. But if you're someone that's competitive, that wants to be the best athlete they can be and do lots of competitions, then what do you need to work on? Look at yourself from a different perspective, outside perspective. Ask your friends, hey, what are some of my holes? What are some of the things I need to work on? And then try to focus on those a little bit more. Number 2, what is your current fitness and capacity level? And what I mean by that is some people come off the couch and they want to do CrossFit 5-6 days a week. Now, obviously I would advise against that because that's a lot of volume very early on. You want to start slow and ramp your way up into it because CrossFit is high intensity. It is focusing on very skill intensive movements. And if that's the case, if you're someone that hasn't worked out in 10 years or hasn't played a sport in 10 years since you were in high school and now you're in your 30s, you're not going to be at the level to do that much volume or that much weight or that many skill intensive movements certainly early on. So maybe you're someone that's brand new to fitness, program for yourself 2, 3, 4 times a week. If you're someone that's more advanced and is very athletic and has experience working out prior to doing CrossFit or like with a short time break in the middle, like you weren't resting for 10 years and then decided to get back into fitness, then you could work out maybe 5 days, maybe up to 6 days. But definitely start slow, definitely listen to your body, make sure you are able to just not jump into a workout and you're actually able to learn and progress from each workout. Number 3, don't overthink and keep things simple. So a lot of times people see these programs from games athletes or they see programs from other gyms. There's hundreds of free workout programs online that post these 5, 6, 7 piece workouts and post these crazy brutal workouts. And everyone's thinking I need to do those to get better. That's not the case. Keep things simple. We're going to talk about the simple things that you can work on right now in just 1 second, but make sure you're keeping things simple and it's things that you enjoy doing, you have fun doing. If you're just programming things that really kick your butt every single day, maybe that's your goal, cool. Otherwise, not every day needs to be a total butt kicker. Focus on things that are fun, that are slower, that work on skills that allow you to decompress and unwind because it's hard to go into the gym every single day and totally crush yourself. So find that balance for you, whatever that balance may be. All right, so here's where we're gonna start breaking down a lot of the different components to consider when creating your own CrossFit workouts. Some of these are a mixture of what CrossFit advises, and some of these are a mixture of what I personally do from other things that I've learned. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. You can take this template totally and play with it from there and then see what you like, what you don't like, and then tweak it. You can totally scrap it and say, I don't like this at all. This is how I do it. This is how my athletes like the programming. And this is what allows me to, again, make a well-rounded program that's not one-sided and just getting people really strong or really good at conditioning. I want to make everyone better at everything. So the movement patterns that I like to consider and how I like to look at them in order to make sure that I'm hitting all these different movement patterns a good amount of times per week. So we have our pushing movements, our pulling movements. We have our squat, our lunge, our hinge, core/twist, and our gait/cardio. So pushing movements are things that recruit your chest and your tricep and your shoulders, like burpees, push-ups, push press, things like that. You have our pulling exercises. Those can be anything that target your back and your biceps, like dumbbell rows, deadlifts, pull-ups, things like that. Squats, self-explanatory, front squat, back squat, overhead squat. Lunge variations, I love lunges. I love unilateral movements. Hinge, a lot of things that require movements like deadlifts, kettlebell swings, movements along those lines. Core and twist, so any kind of ab variation or any kind of twisting ab variation, and any kind of anti-rotational movement. So any kind of banded work where you're trying to force yourself not to twist, great exercises as well. And then gait and cardio. Gait is usually anything, or isn't usually. Gait is running, jogging, skipping, anything that's pretty much you kind of walking or anything faster than a walk. But I like to also pair cardio with that as well, so whether that be swimming, biking, rowing, movements of that nature. The next thing I want to consider, and it's a big part of what you're going to get from that workout and how you can approach that workout, is the time domain and how it affects your heart rate. So first, we have a 1 to 3 minute workout, something kind of like a Fran. If you're doing a Fran type workout, we all know that Fran is pretty much 100% out the gate. So you're going for about 90+% of your max heart rate. If not, you're starting at full blown where you're not even really like breathing, you're just kind of just going and not even thinking. That's your sprint type workout. Those don't come up those don't come up very often in CrossFit, but they do. Those are working your anaerobic pathway. So they're not really training your ability to increase your aerobic capacity, be able to move and do more conditioning. It's more focusing on your body's ability to be explosive and powerful and not use any of your body's stored up glycogen. That's a whole nother thing we're not going to talk about in this video, but if you want, you can look up anaerobic and aerobic exercises to get more breakdown on that. Next, we have our 3 to 10 minute time frame, which is about 80 to 90% effort of your heart rate is where you want to kind of stay for that type of time frame. This is our threshold training. So you're not going to get better at doing sprint workouts if you only do 100% sprint workouts. You're you're at a very high risk of experiencing injuries. You're going to plateau very early because your body can't handle that much intensity that often. So working on workouts that are 3 to 10 minutes and a little bit lower of a heart rate are going to allow you to kind of push that threshold without overdoing it too much. Next, we have our 10 to 40 minutes, which is about 70 to 80%, which is more of your tempo work, more of you just consistently moving and trying not to stop. A really great way if you want to just burn calories and just get sweaty and still keep yourself healthy and still keep that metabolism moving. So you're not going to get that same experience you would or same results you would from the threshold training, but you're also not going to get too much endurance type training from here because at the 70 to 80% effort, you can only hold that for so long, and endurance is more so 40 plus minutes. Speaking of, the next heart rate we're looking at is 40 plus minutes, which is about 60, 70%. Staying around that heart rate is a great way to train your endurance. Anything 40 plus minutes, I only put 40 plus and not 40 to a certain amount of hours or anything like that, because when I looked it up, there's a lot of vagueness. Some people say endurance is only 40 minutes to 2 hours. Some people say up to 4 hours. So I'll let you decide how long you can think an endurance piece can be. And then after that, we have 20 minutes of 65% or less, which is typically active recovery type workouts. If you're doing active recovery, it should be slow, it should be steady. You should be able to hold a conversation with somebody. If you're going faster than that, you're not doing active recovery at all, you're actually doing another really brutal workout, and you're probably actually gonna hinder your recovery for the next day. So next, Gpp programming. So let's say we're programming just for general physical preparedness. I just wanna be fit, I just wanna look good naked, I just wanna be a healthy individual. So this is what the guidelines are for CrossFit programming. They recommend you do 2 to 4 times a week of a weighted movement, whether it be a barbell or a dumbbell or kettlebell, high skill gymnastics. And by high skill, I mean something that requires a lot of coordination, like a butterfly pull-up, like muscle ups, like handstand push-ups. I don't put strict pull-ups into the high skill category. I would put that more into like a weighted movement category because you are using your own body weight, and it's a lot more strenuous on the muscle, like a weighted movement would be. Then we have our gait or cardio specific exercises 2 to 4 times a week, are run, row, bike, swim, things like that. Obviously, swim is something you would program just for yourself because I don't know a lot of gyms that have a pool at them. If your gym does have a pool, that'd be sick. Let me know. I want to check it out. Last thing I want to talk about is my personal preference. So with these, we're going to talk about things that I really like programming that I think help people stay as functional as possible, stay healthy, keep their joints pain-free, and a lot of prevention of injuries, because injuries suck, and I don't want to experience injuries. I don't want anyone else to experience injuries. So unilateral exercises, I absolutely love unilateral exercises. Unilateral exercise is anything that requires one arm or one leg moving at a time, or it could be both moving at the same time but in different directions, for example like a lunge. So I love programming those. It helps fix imbalances, helps people work on coordination a little more and stability. It helps your muscles and your joints build a little more strength because they're not using a barbell, something that's a little bit easier to control. So I love programming unilateral stuff. Next, we have our isometric exercises. These are things like holds. So we have our plank, we have our hollow hold, we have an overhead hold, front rack hold, things like that. I absolutely love programming those in workouts as well. Really great way to really tax the body and tax the muscles without putting a lot of extra stress on them by going through a lot of contractions. So for example, instead of you doing 10 deadlifts, you could do a 30-second deadlift hold, and it'd focus more on your grip, but still put your muscles through a lot of strain, but a lot less strain than it would of you doing a lot of contraction. So that's something I love to program all the time. Carrying exercises, farmer carry, front rack carry, overhead carry, single arm carry, things like that. I love doing those a lot. I feel like they're underrated in CrossFit. They used to be really popular back in the day, but I feel like I see a lot of gyms program those less often. And then lastly, isolation exercises. So like I mentioned earlier, I love bodybuilding exercises. I think they should be implemented in CrossFit gyms, and I think that it's a great tool to again help prevent injuries, keep your muscles firing and keep the right muscles firing, because when it comes to more dynamic exercises like a clean or a snatch or a box jump, it's very easy to use the wrong muscle sometimes. But isolation exercises really force you to slow down and feel the individual muscle working. And I think it's a great way to help make sure that everything's staying balanced and you're not just favoring one side. I know a lot of athletes that are really quad dominant and have really weak hamstrings. So I might program an isolated hamstring exercise for them to make sure that they're not just doing, a lot of exercises with their quads and building that imbalance and can lead to pains and injuries down the road. So We want to try to prevent that as much as possible. So that was a lot of information I just threw at you guys. Questions, leave them down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys. But now we're going to create a workout together, and we're going to try to see how efficient of a week we can make. And I'll show you guys how we can look back at it after we make the week to see how balanced it is if we ever want to tweak anything after the fact. All right, so now day one. For day one, we're going to first start with our workout type. So do we want it to be an EMOM, AMRAP, chipper, intervals, whatever we'd like it to be. So let's kind of pick a day one, what we want the structure to look like, and then we'll go from there. So for day one, let's make it maybe a 21, 15, 9. And this is typically how I'll do it. I sometimes will go and create the workout type first. Maybe I'll just add the movements first. Maybe I'll add the rep schemes first. It really just depends on how I'm feeling that week that I'm making the workouts and what my goal is for that week and what I have pictured in my head. So 21, 15, 9, we can make it super duper simple. 21, 15, 9 workouts are meant to be typically pretty quick, anywhere from around 2 minutes to 8 minutes. So let's make a very basic push-up, pull-up, and a sit-up workout. So super simple. We have pretty much all these are gymnastics movements categorized by CrossFit. CrossFit says bodyweight movements are gymnastics, so that's up to you if you want to call them gymnastics movements as well. I will at least call my pull-ups gymnastics movements. I will allow people to kip for those. So we're doing 21 push-ups, 21 pull-ups, 21 sit-ups, 15, 15, 15, 9, 9, 9. We have a pushing exercise, pulling exercise, and a core exercise. Cool. So the next day, let's say now I want to go based off the movement. Let's say we didn't do any weightlifting yesterday. Let's do some weightlifting today. So let's do some squat cleans. We didn't do any squatting that day. We did pretty much no legs. So we're literally 0 legs. So let's do squat cleans. And then let's do a run. Let's do a 4-meter run. So let's say I want to do 5 rounds. And the reason I didn't add reps or weight yet is because we're going to decide how long we want this workout to be. So let's say this workout yesterday took the average person about 6 minutes to complete. That's how long I think it would typically take for, the fittest individual to the least fit individual. So let's make this workout a little bit longer. Let's make this a 15-minute workout. So 5 rounds, 4-meter run typically takes people an hour and a half, a minute and a half to complete. So a minute and a half, we have 3 minutes, 6 minutes, about 7.5 minutes worth of running for the average person. Let's double that. So let's make these squat cleans a little bit heavier. We could do, let's say, 155 and 105 for guys and girls. And let's make it, let's say, 10 reps. That way it's a weight that the stronger athletes could definitely muscle and go unbroken with if they wanted to. For other individuals, might have to break it up and do sets of 5 and 5, sets of 3s, whatever it is, or someone that might have to do quick singles. Obviously, this is when also it comes up to the coach to decide, okay, I want to have people scale down the weight. I want to go a little bit lighter weight for RX. Or I just tell people in the class, hey, if you can't do sets of 3 here, I want you to do a lighter weight. So you can at least use sets of 3 every time you pick up the bar, so it's not taking that much longer. But I feel like that'd be about a 12 to 15 minute workout here. Now, let's say we want to do that longer. We want to do an endurance piece workout for our day 3. We did a really short workout, still a kind of short workout. Let's do a long workout. So let's do a 40-minute AMRAP. And let's see, we picked a triplet, we picked a couplet. Let's pick more of a chipper style workout that has 4+ movements in it. So let's see, let's do our gymnastic movements. So let's throw in, let's not pick reps yet. Let's do muscle ups. Then let's do rowing. Then let's say, yesterday we did our weightlifting, we did a squat clean. We could still do a weight today. We could do a lighter weight. Let's do single arm thrusters. After that, we want an overhead carry, a single arm overhead carry. I'm trying not to get super crazy with the programming, but this is instantly where my head wants to go. And let's pick one more movement. So we have a muscle up, rowing, single arm thruster, single arm overhead carry, and then let's pick an isometric movement, just to give you guys an example of pretty much everything that we were talking about earlier. Let's do a 60-second elbow plank. I love throwing in 60 seconds, 2-minute planks, any kind of static hold that people have to really slow down and kind of control their heart rate. So once they get out of that plank position, they get right back to the muscle-ups, they're re-energized and ready to go. The heart rate's brought back down to normal heart rate beat. So let's say for the muscle-ups, I want people to do 6 muscle-ups every time. For the row, I want people to do a 1,000 meter, for ladies, 750 meter row. Single arm thrusters, let's pick 12 each side, just because I picked 6 here. 12 helps with my OCD and makes everything a little prettier. And then single arm overhead carry, let's pick 200 meter single arm carry, and we'll do each side on there as well. So they would just go a 4 meter mark, 200 out, switch arms, 200 back. So there's your 40-minute workout. We have a lot of things going on this day. So we really have to kind of be a little more cautious when we create this day, because if someone does decide to come in after this day, or you decide to work out after this day, you could really be sore and not really realize until you start the workout for the very next day. So let's kind of look at this workout in a little more detail. So we had a pulling and pushing exercise, because muscle-ups require you to pull yourself on top and then press yourself over the rings. We had a rowing exercise, which doesn't really tax the body, so we're not really going to count that. It wasn't like they were sprinting on that row. It's not a rowing specific workout. It had a lot of time to do other movements as well, so we won't count the row as anything taxing the body. Single arm thrusters, squat and a press. We've had 2 presses so far. Single arm overhead carry, another overhead shoulder movement. We're really going to tire those shoulders out. And then we have the elbow plank, a little bit of shoulders here, mostly core, but the shoulders can feel it as well. So let's make sure today when we program, we do not do any kind of shoulder movements, just to ensure that someone, if they did come, or if you are doing this workout after this day, we are not overdoing on the shoulders. So let's do an EMOM workout. Let's say we did a really long one. Let's go back to that 15-minute time frame we did on the second day. So every minute for 15 minutes. Let's say minute 1. We want people to do, let's kind of look up here and what we want to do. We had squats here, but we also had squats here. So I don't want to program any leg stuff. We could program a little more core. The planks will tax people's core, but not that much. We could do core. We could do pulling, because we had pulling on the rowing, but that's not really going to tax their lats. We did have pulling on the muscle-ups, so only 6 at a time. I don't want to do push though, because we did a lot of shoulders. So let's do this. For our core, let's program V-ups. I was going to say toes to the bar, but we held onto a bar here, held onto a bar here, held onto a weight here. So let's do 12 V-ups. Minute 2, we could do a hinge exercise. We didn't do much hinging other than the row, but the row wasn't that taxing. So we could do deadlifts, which I love pairing core exercise with deadlifts, because cores focus on flexing your body and bringing your torso down towards your legs, where deadlifts focus on the opposite, bringing your torso away from your legs. So we could program 12 deadlifts. Let's program 15 deadlifts. And then minute 3, you can program something different. Let's program another gait exercise. We want to program at least 2 to 4 of those a week based off of what CrossFit Gpp programming would look like. So let's program jump rope. Jump rope I would count that as my cardio piece. Let's say one thing I like to do, I didn't put up here, is I like to add time frames. So even though I could add, we could do 20 double unders, 40 double unders, or 60 double unders in a minute. Everyone's gonna be on a different level. Some people might be really efficient, some people might not be as efficient. So what we could do to make it really simple is just make it 40 seconds. So if you're really efficient, you can get a lot more reps. If you're not, you can use this time just to really work on it for 40 seconds of double unders. Now you get a 20-second break before you go back to that next set. So let's see, 15 deadlifts. That's a lot of deadlifts, especially you do for 1 minute, because ideally you'd probably go unbroken for those, if not 2 sets at the very most. So let's pick a light weight just to kind of tax the backside and not really overdo it with our glutes and our hamstrings and our low back. So let's pick 135-95. Now obviously if someone thinks that weight might be a little bit heavy, they could go a bit lighter if they needed to, but we can keep that weight because I feel like most people will be able to do 15 reps unbroken, no problem. Now let's look at our last day. So we've done EMOM, AMRAP, we've done descending ladder, we've done rounds. Let's do intervals, because I absolutely love interval workouts, because no matter how fit or unfit or fast or not that fast someone is, they're really gonna tax you out and really get you fatigued. So let's do every 3 minutes. So every 3 minutes times, let's look back here. We did a really short workout. Let's say medium workout, long workout, medium workout. Let's do another really short workout. Let's do every 2 minutes times 5 sets. So we're back down to that lower, 6 to 10 minute time frame. Let's say every 2 minutes. What have we not done recently? Let's do another bodyweight exercise. We haven't done much of that other than here and here. So let's do, our shoulders should be good. Our shoulders have had a break. Let's do some handstand push-ups, just a couple. Or how about this? we'll throw it here, and I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. Handstand push-ups. Here we could program another gait exercise if we wanted to. We want to try to hit 4, but we're at 3, so we're good there if we don't want to add any. We could program another squat. We haven't squatted much. We didn't squat at all the day before. We didn't squat too much that day before that. Let's program some kind of squat in there. Let's say front squats. And let's also program another bodyweight exercise, everyone's favorite movement of all of CrossFit, burpees. CrossFit program isn't anything without burpees. So, 2-minute time frame. What I'm going to do here is, because again, I like programming kind of like time frame pieces. People gives people time to push no matter how fast or slow they're going. So, whoops. Well, I don't know how the heck I did that, but I did. So, let's say we want to do max handstand push-ups. So how it'll go is you're going to do, let's say, 8 front squats, or let's pick 8. Let's pick 8 front squats, then 12 bar facing burpees, and then the remaining time you're going to do max handstand push-ups, 8 front squats. It's not a lot of time. You obviously want to be able to do this set unbroken, or if not, max 2 sets. So let's say we want to do a tough weight. We want to do 185, 155, or it'd be 135. That would be a really hard weight. Some people might have to scale, but the whole point of that is be a heavy front squat for a set of 8. 12 bar facing burpees, just as a way to pre-fatigue those shoulders and get you tired going into the handstand push-ups. So even if you are someone that's not as efficient, or someone that is efficient, you're going to be struggling for those handstand push-ups. You really have to focus on your technique. And your score for this would be the max handstand push-ups you get total. So this is our week. I already see some things that I would probably want to change. So let's kind of take a bigger picture and kind of break this down and see what kind of structure we have so far. So we have the day 1, which is push-ups, pull-ups, and sit-ups. We're going to categorize that as G for gymnastics. Do we have any gymnastics on day 2? No. We have gymnastics. We have muscle-ups on day 3. Let's see. We have our V-ups, which we'll categorize as gymnastics. And then over here we have week in gymnastics as well, because of the handstand push. So we have 4 gymnastics days, which isn't bad, because that's what CrossFit suggests over the span of a week. Now, for our weightlifting, we have no weightlifting here. We have weightlifting here. We have it here with the single arm thrusters. We have it here with the deadlifts. We have it here with the barbells. We have 4 weightlifting days. And then now for our cardio days, let's see if we have cardio specific movements. So we have cardio here, cardio here, cardio here, and then no cardio specific exercise there. So we have a good amount of our cardio days. We have right in the middle, which is perfect. We have 4 weightlifting days and 4 gymnastics days. Now when I look at that, I instantly think that can be a lot of skill and a lot of weight and a lot of strain on the body. So you might want to take it back a little bit and make it a little bit easier of a day for somebody. So we could make this day a totally cardio focused day. So for example, if I wanted to get rid of a gymnastics weightlifting day to make every day every day of the week, for the whole week, I want to have 3 gymnastics, 3 weightlifting, and 3 cardio. What I could do now is I could just make these all cardio movements. So let's say I did 40 seconds of double unders. Let's say we did a 100-meter run, so they have to really push and get back in quickly. And let's say we did a 400-meter bike. Boom. So now we have a cardio-specific day. We're not overdoing it now and pushing 4 days of gymnastics, 4 days of weightlifting. We kind of have an easier day on this day 4. So no matter how hard someone hits it here on the 3rd day, if they get totally wrecked, they come in the next day, it's only cardio-based movements. It's nothing that's really heavy, nothing that's really skill-intensive. It really doesn't take a lot of time to think and do. Just go and get that heart rate up. So a great way to make sure that we're not overdoing our body, especially if someone were to come and do day 3, day 4, day 5, all in a row. So I already like that a lot better there. Now let's kind of look at these time domains. So we have, again, that 5-ish minute workouts. Let's do this, around 5 minutes. Here we have our around 15-minute workouts. We decided we think it might take people. Here we obviously have our 40-minute workout. We have our 15-minute workout, obviously, so another 2 medium days. Then we have another short day, around 10 minutes, pushing that threshold, kind of getting that heart rate up. So we pretty much hit what we wanted to hit. We wanted to hit 1 sprint day. We hit 2 threshold days and 2 tempo days. If someone wanted to come to the gym 6 days, we could program an active recovery day, program an endurance day if you're training for a marathon or something like that. If you wanted to focus more on strength, we could add another weightlifting day. We could add that weightlifting day back over here on day 4. We could add more of these specialty exercises, things that are going to help keep our joints and our body moving efficiently and healthy. So that is a quick example of how I would program a week of CrossFit workouts, and I showed you guys how I would go back just to double check to make sure that I'm not overdoing it with something. Even then, I might take a second look when it actually comes to posting this workout online to make sure that nothing seems too contradictory, we're not overdoing it in certain areas. And actually, I take it back because I actually thought of something right now. So we're squatting here, we're squatting here, we're squatting here. Let's change this to hang power snatches. So now we're no longer squatting. It's a little bit on the shoulders, but not too much. It's more the backside, which we got rid of the deadlifts here, so it won't be that much of an issue. So I already like that even better. We're cutting down too much on the legs. So that's how I create a week of workouts. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to leave them down below. I'll gladly get to you guys as soon as I can. If you guys want to see more videos like this, let me know. If you guys want me to take this week and then create a strength and a warm-up day for each one of these days as well, let me know and I'll gladly do that for you. Check out the links down below for more information on everything that I talked about here. If you guys like these videos, drop a like, comment that you want to see more. I'll gladly make more for you guys. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video.